Hi guys, Pete from Mixcat. Today we're going to make a white pizza. Very easy to do. What I'm going to use for the bread is, this is some really neat bread. This is from the Aladdin Bakery. This is actually Arabic bread. And it's, if you can picture like a pita bread, just a lot bigger, that's essentially what it is. Makes for a great crust. Again, a thin crust. I'm going to use some mozzarella cheese. I got some pimentos, some fresh spinach, and also regatta cheese. I got some tomatoes here, garlic, and basil from our garden. That's pretty much the base ingredients here. Okay, first thing we're going to want to do is, I got a pizza pan. You can see it's very used here. Got some extra virgin olive oil. I'm going to coat the bottom of this, and I'm going to take a paper towel or a napkin, and I'm going to spread that evenly. I'm also going to do the same on the bread. There we go. Now that's completely coated on the bottom. Alright, I have the oven preheating. It's 365. I'll put a little bit of the olive oil here on the bread. And there we go. We're going to use that same paper towel just to kind of go through it. I threw it into the oven just to warm it up because it was frozen. I keep these frozen in the freezer. It's just great bread to have. Very light in carbs, and it doesn't weigh you down. Very fresh tasting bread. There we go. And again, makes for a great crust here. Okay, first thing we're going to put on it is some regatta cheese. Don't get the cheap stuff. Don't get the Publix brand or whatever the store brand is. Get the Palio, Sorrento. It makes a difference for sure. You're just going to spread this out a little bit on the bottom. And this is going to be the sauce. We're going to put a little bit more wet ingredients to make up a little more flavor for the sauce, but this is kind of the base. And that's where Bianca Pizza gets its name. Bianca is white and Italian. Alright. There we go. Looking good. Okay, next ingredient for anything Italian, you need garlic. We got 5 cloves. Slice that up. And we're going to spread this over the top of the pizza. Be real generous with that. There we go. Plenty of garlic. More the merrier. There we are. Alright. And the next ingredient I'm going to use is basil. And I had this in the garden. We grow quite a bit of basil and love our fresh herbs. Just go ahead and throw that on. The crunching in the background is my dog eating a pig's ear. He loves those things. I try to keep him out of the kitchen while I'm doing these videos, and at least that lasts a couple minutes to get some peace and quiet, but unfortunately we got crunching now. That's alright. Make the best of it. Yeah, pull that stem out. Alright, basil, you could put a little crushed pepper. I think I'm going to put some pepper on it. But whatever herbs you like, definitely throw it on there. Oregano, parsley would be a good one too. That's pretty much it. Right, some pepper. Gotta be fresh. And some parsley. Alright, the next ingredient, we're going to put some sliced tomatoes. And you could put any ingredient you like. You want to put black olives, mushrooms, whatever you like. That's what's so great about pizza. You can throw whatever you like on them, and they're real easy to make. Here's some beautiful tomatoes. Alright, beautiful. Alright, I'm also putting some fresh spinach leaves here. I cover it all, and it looks like they're pretty big, but these are going to wilt down pretty decent, so they'll get quite a bit smaller. But we're going to be generous with that. There we go. And again, guys, you can put anything you like. If you want to make this a meat pizza, you want to make it a vegetarian pizza, whatever you guys are into, the pizza will definitely satisfy the family. And the regatta cheese is great on this. It really is one of my favorites. Okay, next ingredient I'm putting on is roasted bell peppers. These are pimentos. It's kind of a fire roasted bell pepper that they put in olive oil and they let marinate. And it gives it a really neat flavor and is going to add a nice texture to this. That's gorgeous. There we are. That's looking pretty nice. Okay, and now the mozzarella cheese. And this is actually a whole cheese. If you want to put skim, if you want to make it a little bit lighter, you can do that. I really do like the flavor of the whole milk. And again, this is a vegetarian one, so definitely not a whole lot of fat here. What's nice about this bread too is it's really low in carbs, so it doesn't really weigh you down like the traditional pizza crust. So this is more of a thin pizza style. And still kind of crunchy, which is nice. It gives you a great consistency. There we are. Looking pretty good. On top of that, I'm going to put a little bit of a cheddar blend. And that's going to melt real nice together and give it a nice flavor. But you can skip this if you don't like the cheddar. But it really does work with it pretty well. There we go. Alright, get that all on there. At the very top, I'm going to take just little spoonfuls of this regatta and just dab a couple on the top, so that's going to run over the top. Oop, lost that one. There we are. You can see that. Now that looks perfect. Okay, another quick little tip. I have some olive oil spray, and I'm just going to lightly dust the top of this. That's going to help it not burn on the top and actually melt evenly. In the oven it goes, 365 for about 25 to 30 minutes. Oh, there we go. Looks beautiful. I'm going to let this sit for probably about 10 minutes to cool. Maybe a little less than 10 minutes, but definitely want that to cool. Put a little bit of grated cheese on there. Yeah, it looks beautiful. That's cooking with Mixcat. How gorgeous.